Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It is Mike's Talks and Thoughts here. Back again with another video for you guys, and today we're going to be doing a Parks and Recreation characters tier list. Now for me, Parks and Rec was a show that I just absolutely loved, and I've really been on a kick with it right now. Just been on a big Parks and Rec binge with YouTube clips mainly. Just been watching a ton of it, so I was like, this is a perfect time to do a Parks and Rec character tier list. I have a room tour video planned for you guys. It was supposed to be out by now, but I'm waiting for a couple more things to come in to finish off the room to show you guys, so I apologize for that video being in delay. I'll definitely get that out as soon as possible. But yeah, today we're going to be doing a Parks and Rec characters tier list. Let me know your thoughts down below as well on Parks and Rec. Alright, so first here we're going to start off with Andy Dwyer. And Andy is a fan favorite and just so great, so lovable. I'm going to put Andy in the S tier. Andy to me is a top 3 character. How can you not love Andy? Chris Pratt does a great job. And Andy really has a great transformation from being someone who's kind of a douche in the first season and then evolves into one of the best, most likable characters all the way to season 7. So yeah, for me, Andy is clearly S tier character. I love Andy. Next year we have Anne. I really like Anne a lot. I'm going to put her in the A tier. I think Anne was always a really solid addition and very solid to the cast. Rashida Jones is great. She was also great in The Office as well. It was great seeing her. I watched The Office first, and I saw her in Parks and Rec, and I said, oh, that's a very nice addition. So, yeah, Rashida Jones does a great job playing Ann Perkins. Anne is just great. It's a great character supporting, especially her and Leslie's friendship is really good, and when she gets involved with Chris later on is great as well. So yeah, I'm gonna put her in the A tier. Next year we have April, and this is a very controversial opinion. For me, April is either B or C tier. I'm gonna put her at the MB, but she's probably gonna be the lowest person in B. I was never really a fan of April when I first watched the series. She definitely got a lot more likable towards the later end of the series. But for me, she just always was like so rude to everyone, didn't care about anything. I know that's kind of her character, but she just always came off as really, really unlikable to me. But yeah, I love her interactions with Ron. I think those are amazing. But yeah, and I like her relationship with Andy as well. So I'm going to put her in the B tier. She's definitely gotten a lot more better the more I've watched. April's gotten a lot better for me. Next year we have Barney, the lovable accountant who all he wants to do is try and recruit Ben. And I'm going to put him in the B tier. He's just a nice character. I mean, his interactions with Ben and John Ralphio are pretty great. And of course, buys Ben the calzones. Just love that scene as well. Barney's just a great, lovable character. I mean, this guy's always happy and energetic. So yeah, I'm going to put him in the B tier. Next year we have Ben Wyatt. And for me, I'm going to put Ben in the A tier. I thought Ben and Chris were very solid additions to the series at the end of season 2. And all the way until the end, Ben was just so great. I really like his relationship with him and Leslie is so great. And his character is just really nice. Very relatable, you know, kind of that geeky nerd type dude. So yeah, I'm going to put him in the A tier. Next here we have Bobby Newport Jr., played by the incredible Paul Rudd. I'm going to put him in the B tier. Again, he's mainly just a part of the series in season 4, running against Leslie. And yeah, he was always solid, but never really one of the best. That's why he's just going in the B tier, but Paul Rudd is so great. Just that alone puts him in the B tier. So yeah, Bobby Newport Jr. So next here we have Brandy Max, who is a adult film star in the series. I'm going to put her in C again. Someone who doesn't really have a lot of memorable moments in the series. Thought she was okay. Never really added much to the story, though. Next here we have literally Chris Traeger. I love Chris when he uses the literally, and I'm gonna put Chris in A tier. Like I mentioned earlier, I loved his relationship with Anne, and him and Ben were just so great, and he always just added some great energy to scenes, and I love his interactions with Ron too. Whether it was when they're going to Grain Simple versus Food and Stuff, and the cook-off they have. Just so great. Chris A tier. Next up here we have Craig, someone who comes in later in the series. I'm going to put him in C tier again, someone who we don't really see for much time, and he's just kind of really pissed off at everyone. That's kind of like his thing. So yeah, I'm just going to put him in C tier again, someone not too memorable. But yeah, not a character I hated by any means. Next here we have Dave, a love interest of Leslie in the earlier seasons, played by Louis C.K. And I'm going to put him in the C tier as well. Again, someone not very memorable. I mean, he was in the earlier seasons, and him and Leslie were all right together, but Ben and Leslie are just a lot better for me than Dave and Leslie ever were. So yeah, I'm just going to put him in C tier. Pretty much all his character is just being a cop. That's like pretty much his whole persona. So yeah, he's going to go on the C tier. Next year we have Dennis. I usually just call this guy the cologne guy. I'm going to put him in the C tier as well. Again, he just has a rivalry with Tom in the series. And this guy, this actor, is always playing in Michael Schur shows. Of course, I know him from The Good Place, another one of my favorite shows. So yeah, I'll put him in the C tier again. Just somewhat follows along with these other characters. Just one that was there for a little bit, not very memorable, but no character that I disliked. So he's going to go in the C tier. Next tier, we have a category called Don't Remember. And if you guys could let me know in the comments who this dude was. I tried looking him up, and I just could not remember him. For the life of me, I could not remember what this dude was from. So I'm gonna put him in the don't remember tier. There's a few people on this tier list when I was looking over that I just don't remember. So yeah, don't remember. Next year we have Diane, and I'm gonna put Diane in the B tier. I think she was a solid love interest for Ron. Definitely a lot better than the Tammys, of course, and I think she's great. Of course, when Ron and her have that child later in the series, I think it's so great. Brings out a lot more in Ron as a family man, and you like to see Ron's growth and development. I think she was always a great person. She was always great to Ron, and yeah, I'm gonna put her in the B tier. Maybe if we had a little bit more of her, she'd be up in these higher tiers, but she was always just a side character. Next here we have Donna, and for me, I'm gonna put Donna in the B tier. I think Donna was a solid member of the Parks and Recreation crew. She was always funny. Always had some great one-liners, and her her times with Tom are just great. The Treat Yourself is just so memorable. Her and Tom going out, and she always has great interactions with other characters like Leslie and Anne and Ben and Chris. She's just so great. And she's also one who stands the test of time and is there through the entire series. So yeah, I'm gonna put her in the B tier. Next year we have the doctor who looks at Anne and Chris's baby, and this is John Ralphio's father. I'm gonna put him in the C tier again. Someone kind of on these same lines as these other characters. I think it was kind of funny, his rivalry with Tom, how he kind of buys out Tom's business. He wants to kind of destroy Tom for breaking up with his daughter, Mona Lisa. So yeah, I'm going to put him in the C tier. Next here we have Ethel Beavers. Again, another C tier character. I love her interactions with Andy and Tom. When they go up and do some work. I believe it was on the 4th floor where she's at. So yeah, I'm going to put her in the C tier. Next, we have Jerry's wife, Gail. Someone who we have no clue how Jerry pulled that off. Again, C tier, just someone who's kind of middle of the road. Her and Jerry's relationship was very, very nice to see. Nice to see Jerry, how he gets picked on at work all the time, but he comes home and he has this wife and the beautiful daughters that he has. So yeah, C tier. Alright, next tier we have Pochitis, guy who plays the Halloween pranks on the Parks Department. All Halloween. I'm going to put him in the B tier. I just really think that he's a very solid villain. Him and Leslie have some interesting interactions, and I'm going to put him in the B tier just because those episodes are pretty solid, but again, the character we don't really see much throughout the series. Next tier we have this dude, and this dude's just so horrible, Jeremy Jam. F tier. This man is just such a douchebag, such an asshole. Just so rude to everyone, especially Leslie. He can't stand Leslie. Ben. I love the scene when Ron punches him at the wedding after he kind of shows up and tries to ruin it. This guy's just a loser in my opinion. F tier for me. Next tier we have John Ralphio, and I'm going to put him in the D tier. The only reason he's not in F tier is because he does make me laugh sometimes, but this dude is really freaking annoying. I did not like him as Tom's partner in Entertainment 720 and any other projects that he did with Tom. Just very, very annoying character, and at the end of the series, it's weird how he like fakes his own death. It's just... John Ralphio is a very weird character. Next here we have Jen Berkeley, who was working against Leslie with Bobby Newport Jr. with his campaign. And I'm going to put her in the D tier as well. Just very not memorable, not really that good of a character. I mean, she's kind of a douche. She's just kind of doing it for money. Going over, and then she tries to recruit Ben, and she does, takes Ben away. So yeah, I'm gonna put her in the D tier. Next up here we have Jerry, Gary, Larry, so many different names. I'm gonna put him in the B tier, just the laughing stock of the Parks Department. I think he's great though, has some great interactions with the rest of the characters. I love when Jerry falls in the river. That was a great episode. And, of course, what a wonderful life this man lived in the finale. He lived all the way till 100 years old, which is pretty crazy. So, yeah, B tier for me. Next here we have Joan Calamezzo, D tier. Again, just someone who's not likable at all. Really just an unlikable face of Pawnee. She's the news reporter, and she's just very snotty, very nosy. Just like all she wants is to be on camera. She kind of just plays with Tom as well. And yeah, D tier for me. Again, here we have someone who I don't remember. If someone in the comments can let me know where this person is from, let me know, because I just do not remember him at all. So yeah, this is someone who I'm going to skip over. Another person who I don't remember, again in the comments if you could let me know. Alright, this dude is the Wamapoke Tribe. He's the one who is trying to get kind of his native land back, as Pawnee was kind of taken over and pushed their people out. So I'm going to put him in C tier. I like how he still fights for his rights. But yeah, it's about all you know about that guy. Again, someone who I don't remember. I don't know why I can't think of these people's names, but yeah, let me know again in the comments. Leslie Knope is so great. Of course, the star of the show, and I'm going to put her in the S tier. She's one of my favorites. She's clearly one of the most devoted workers ever, and just she makes the series. Pretty much the entire series revolves around Leslie. Of course, all of the events that she plans, her running for city council in season 4, her relationships with Anne as her best friend and Brandon as her husband, and her relationships with everyone else in the parks department. Just, she is the center of everything, and Amy Poehler does a great job, and Leslie Knope is one of the most iconic female TV characters ever. Next here we have Lil Sebastian, and for me, I'm going to put Lil Sebastian A tier. I think this guy is just so great. This lovable little horse is so great. What a great addition for Pawnee. The people in the town loved this horse, and his death was so sad. But yeah, a lot of the really good episodes revolve around him, whether it was at the Harvest Festival or any sort of event Leslie was planning. Lil Sebastian was always great. Next year we have Lucy, who is with Tom at the end of the series, and I'm going to put her in the B tier. I think she is a solid character. One of my favorite love interests of Tom. I think Tom is always with some really douchey and kind of stuck-up women, but Lucy was always great for Tom, and I'm glad they ended up at the end of the series. Next we have Mark Brandano quits. Of course, if you know, you know. I mean, this guy is only there for the first 2 seasons, and they wanted to actually bring this guy back for like a reunion, or coming back later in the series, and he just didn't want to as actor. So I'm gonna put him in the C tier again. Someone just very neutral. He was really just bland. I was really glad when they put Ben and Chris in his spot. Just not much of a good character development with him. Not much to his character. Pretty much all you know is that he like dated Leslie and slept with Leslie at one point, and is with Anne at some point, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, he's gonna go in the C tier. Next here, I believe this is Leslie's mother. I'm gonna put her in the C tier as well. Someone who you see a lot more in the beginning seasons. But yeah, just kind of a really weird character. So yeah, C tier. Next here we have Mona Lisa, and she's F tier. She is just so bad. She's so annoying. She wants money and power and just things that she can get, like whatever she wants. She's literally just a worse version of John Ralphio. They're pretty much the same, except for John Ralphio is actually somewhat funny. She's just all annoying. So yeah, F tier. Next here we have Oren. Oren is just a very interesting character. I'm going to put him in the C tier. He's always pretty funny, though. He doesn't even really talk much at all. He's just always someone who April brings up, and is usually at events with April and Andy. And Leslie and Anne are definitely creeped out by him. Next year we have Perd Hapley, one of the other news reporters in the City of Pawnee. And I'm going to put him in the B tier. I definitely like him a lot more than Joan. He's definitely a lot more interesting. But again, another kind of news crazed person who all he cares about is his work and anything to get a good story out. But yeah, I liked him a lot more than Joan, so I'm going to put him in the B tier. Next year we have Fake Ron. This guy really doesn't even have that many lines or parts in the story, but I gotta put him in the B tier. His interactions with Ron are so great. First, him and Ron hit it off, and then Fake Ron reveals like what he likes, and it's just appalling to Ron, and Ron's like trying to like fight him pretty much. And yeah, he's just great laugh. I love those scenes with him and Ron. Next here we have Ron Swanson, one of my favorite TV characters of all time. S tier for me. Ron Swanson possibly could be a top 10 TV character of all time for me. He is just so great. I love every scene that Ron's in. Nick Offerman does a great job as Ron Swanson. Ron is so great. He's got so many great quotes, moments, scenes, great interactions with everyone in the cast, and whenever Ron's on screen, you always know it's going to be a great time, great moments. Yeah, for me, Ron is clearly an S tier character. Next here we have Shauna. Again, someone who's mainly in the earlier seasons. She's another one who kind of gets to the mark. She's another person who works with the media. Again, C tier, not very memorable. Kind of just a side character in the earlier seasons. Next year we have the Tammys. I'm going to put them both in the D tier. The only thing they're really good for is scenes with Ron, of course. They're just kind of horrible people, both Tammy 1 and Tammy 2. Yeah, I feel so bad for Ron that he has to deal with those two. Yeah, they are really elevated by Ron, so yeah, put them in the D tier. Next year we have the radio guy, the radio host. I can't remember his name, but he has Leslie on for a segment, and it just kind of goes crazy. Again, falls in the neutral C tier of characters. So yeah. Next year we have Tom Haverford, one of my favorites. For me, I'm going to put Tom in the A tier. He's probably the closest of these people moving into S tier. I really like Tom a lot. Tom is great. He has some great funny moments in the series. I love his business, how he takes off. Like, first he starts off with Entertainment 720, which is kind of just a way for them to have a big party, and then eventually he evolves and makes his own clothing shop for little kids. And I just think it's so great how he kind of evolves and becomes more of a businessman. And yeah, Tom is a great character, A tier. And the last character here is Wendy, and I'm going to put Wendy in F tier just because she literally comes to the United States on a green card marriage, then dumps Tom, and then gets with Ron. She's just kind of a douche for that, and very unlikable. So yeah, F tier. Alright, so let's recap here. So in S tier we have Andy, Leslie, and Ron. In A tier we have Ann, Ben, Chris, Lil Sebastian, and Tom. In B tier we have April, Barney, Bobby Newport Jr., Diane, Donna, Pochitis, Lucy, Jerry, Pert, and Fake Ron. C tier we have Brandy, Craig, Dave, Dennis, John Ralphio and Mona Lisa's father, Ethel, Gail, the Wamapoke Tribe dude, Leslie's mom, Mark, Oren, Shauna, and the radio guy. D tier we have John Ralphio, Joan, and Tammy 1 and Tammy 2. F tier we have Jeremy Jam, Mona Lisa, and Wendy. And then these four who I don't remember from these series. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I plan on dropping some more videos here in the future, along with that room tour video. Should be coming out as soon as possible once I get everything set and ready. That video will be coming out probably within the week. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Again, comment down below any suggestions for videos you have, or anything else you want to see from the channel. So yeah, thank you guys a lot, and peace out.